Hello, my name's Ed Frawley. I own Leerburg. Today we're going to talk about the in-house dog training that we started to offer here a year or so ago at Leerburg. I started Leerburg really back in 1982, I tell people. And we have never done private lessons. We've never done training classes up until now. And we've never boarded dogs. Our business has always been to have me go around the world and film the videotapes and produce the videotapes and VHS tapes that we've done for all these years. But a couple of years ago, we bought this new facility. It has a very nice training room in it, and we just decided we need to use it more for not only our own personal training videos we produce, but to have it sit empty just doesn't make sense. And we decided to do training classes here for our local people because it helps our employees make a little bit more money and offer really good concept dog training. Sharon is one of our employees that's worked for us for 8 years now. And for the last year and a half, she's been holding classes here at Leerburg. We announce the classes on Facebook and on our website. Sharon holds, with the American Kennel Club, a Canine Good Citizen evaluator. She's also a trick dog evaluator. The trick dogs have become a big thing with the AKC. I was in Orlando, Florida last year, and I met with one of the people in charge of the dog sports at AKC, and they told me they have 25,000 people involved in AKC trick dogs. So it's an area that is a lot of fun to do, and we're working on some projects to produce some online courses and DVDs in trick dogs. But what Sharon does is hold a basic dog obedience course, a 6-week course that she'll talk about in a second. She holds intermediate courses. One started last night. And she's going to start trick dog classes and Canine Good Citizen classes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you approach your basic dog obedience, because it's within our system of dog training that we support. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, what you do?
Yeah. So the basic dog obedience class, you learn the foundation training, sit down, stay, come when called, loose leash walking. We also cover marker training, and as being a balanced dog trainer, I teach you to use positive reinforcement with your dog, but also how and when to give an appropriate correction and really what type of correction is appropriate for your dog.
Yeah, that's important. And I'll bring that up right now, and that we encourage people to learn what it means when we talk about becoming a balanced dog trainer. You know, there's a false movement, I should call. I don't know what the right words are, where there are people out there advertising all positive dog training. Some of the large box stores offer this, where it's just really a scam, because the definition of becoming a balanced dog trainer is we teach the dogs behaviors using positive motivation, food rewards. And we're not foolish enough to tell people that they never have to give a dog a correction. We teach the dog and we motivate them through food rewards what a behavior is. We know that at some point in every single dog's life, they're going to be put in an environment where what they are exposed to, what distractions they're exposed to, be it another dog, be it a car going by, be it a family member coming, where the distraction is more interesting to the dog than the food reward that you have in your pocket, and you give it a command and it says, that food reward's not worth it. This is more interesting over here. At that point, when a dog 100% knows what we ask it to do and it refuses to do it, then it needs to have a correction. And we use the same philosophy on corrections that in our online courses and our videos that Sharon teaches people in our classes, which is The purpose of a correction is not to correct a dog for bad behavior. The purpose of a correction is to get a behavior change in your dog. And how strong a correction is depends on the temperament of a dog. So that's kind of the theory of the background of our entire courses that we offer. We want people to be balanced dog trainers. The people that promote, and I'm on my high horse here, but the people promote all positive dog training are two types of people. One group is well-intentioned dogs that have well-intentioned dog trainers that have only had a couple of dogs and they don't have the experience to be able to take a lot of the dogs that Sharon handles or that I've been around my whole life and train them because they're hard-headed, tough dogs. You know, and the other group, in my opinion, are people that run obedience classes that know better, but they tell people that, like these big box courses or big box stores out there, they tell people, oh, you can train a dog 100% motivationally, you don't ever have to give them a correction. It's a lot of bull, is what it is. So with that said, why don't you talk a little bit about your intermediate class?
So with the intermediate obedience class, it's kind of your next level to basic obedience. You learn a lot of teaching your dog impulse control, working through different levels of distractions. We cover greeting people and other dogs properly, a little more on training a higher level recall. And then at the end of the class, you do go through with your dog a canine good citizen test.
Yeah, and I should say that one of the prerequisites for going into the intermediate class is your dog has to either have gone through the basic obedience or we let people bring their dog in here and it doesn't cost anything. And Sharon will evaluate the dog and say, yeah, you know enough that you can start the intermediate class, or you know enough that you can go ahead and come in and start to work on the canine good citizen stuff.
Yep.
So we don't charge people for that, but what does a basic obedience course cost?
It's $99 and it's a 6-week course.
And how about the intermediate course?
The intermediate course is also 6 weeks and that is $119, but that does include your CGC evaluation test.
And we encourage people, if they have a question about these courses, to call our office, ask to talk to one of our staff, and we'll give you a call back and you can talk about your dog and we can place you in the correct either course, or maybe some dogs are not suitable because they're a little too reactive, and by that I mean some dogs get too excited or get aggressive in the presence of other dogs. So those dogs need to be trained on private lessons, and we do offer private lessons with several of our trainers here at Leerburg. Sharon's one of them. So the way to start is to call our office. You'll talk to Cindy to begin with. Cindy will talk to you about your dog, your level of training, any concerns you have, what your goals are with your dog, and then she'll determine whether you, which instructor you go with, whether you have private lessons or whether you take one of the classes. And you can always bring a dog in. Sharon will take a look at it and say, yeah, okay, the dog's ready for basic obedience, or this dog's good enough, it's had enough training, he can go into the intermediate obedience. Okay, anything you want to say about the trick classes?
The trick classes will be a fun class. You'll learn a bunch of different, interesting tricks you can teach your dog, and that really helps build engagement and foundation too.
Yeah, it's really cool when people come over. Cindy's always showing,
Yep.
showing our dogs, our friends and our visitors all the tricks they can do, and they think that's so cool. And it's the same thing with everybody's dogs. The more little tricks you do, the more they make you, the more they think you're such a great dog trainer. We fool them. One of the programs that Sharon has done for a long time is 2 or 3 times a week, she goes down to the Menomonie Humane Society, which is a no-kill shelter, and she will get some of the dogs that have been down there that have training issues and bring them to work all day long and then take them back. I have to give her a ton of credit here because she has done so much work with the Humane Society and really saved some of these dogs that are not bad dogs. They just had bad owners before they went to the Humane Society and they hadn't learned manners yet. And the work she's done with some of these dogs has resulted in them being placed in homes and doing very well, because she follows up with these people that, it just happened this week where you What was the name of that dog? He was a cool dog.
Matthias.
Matthias, yeah. You know, and frankly, there's a lot of pit bulls down there that people have turned in that are nice dogs that have had little to no training, and Sharon I have to give you a lot of credit. It's kind of cool seeing them around the office here. Okay, so give us a call if you have any interest in private training or classes.